Hey guys, check it out. You're watching Jonathan Clarke on YouTube. Oh no! I would just like to take a moment, guys, to say thank you so much for loving Freya Skye as much as what you have over the last year, because it's given her encouragement to become one of the biggest pop stars in the world right now, and certainly one of the most revered and most talked about. And I want to let you guys know that I love you guys so much, man, for never quitting on Freya Skye when you very easily could have, and never taking a chance on her. But because you believe in her so much, so do I. And I want to let you guys know that I will forever be backing Freya Skye. I will be behind her every step of the way, supporting her in the way that she's forever and always been meant to be supported, because I know she's been faced with her fair share of criticism, haven't we all? But as Descendants of Zombies fans, we came to expect that from being fans of people like Dove Cameron and Kylie Cantrell in our past, and because we've never forgotten the impact these stars have had on our lives and our hearts, forever and always holding a special place reserved for them in our hearts, I think that we'll do the same for Freya Skye in due time, because she's well on her way to becoming one of the greatest of all time, and certainly is in the conversation for being considered the next Taylor Swift or the next Ariana Grande, the next major pop star to come out of Disney's doors and Disney's eyes. And I want you guys to know that if you're looking for the best Freya Skye videos that are made out of support and love for Freya Skye, look no further than this YouTube channel and trust in this guy, because I will never go away, nor will I ever let you down. Guys, seriously, thank you so much for loving Freya Skye, having a special place in your heart for her, because she deserves it. And if there's one star I would love to talk about tonight with each and every one of you under the light of this beautiful moon tonight on this island where I live, it would have to be Freya Skye. Because undeniably, if I were to tell you she never touched my heart, I would be telling you the biggest lie ever. But she has touched my heart in so many emphatic ways. Her passion for plain cheeseburgers at McDonald's, her passions for movies and music and TV shows, her passion for board games and playing them with her best friends and spending time with the people she loves has really had this unique way of captivating my heart, and she's forever and always held on to my heart, holding a special place in it because of how much she believes in each and every one of you. And she loves to get to know you. She loves to interact with each and every one of you on social media. It's really incredible the response Freya Skye has received. And that's the reason why she has over 250,000 followers on social right now, on YouTube, on Facebook, on X. It's because each and every one of you see something special in Freya Skye's eyes and in her heart. And because you do, I don't think you deserve to be criticized for being fans of Freya Skye. I don't know if you fans have a special name for being a fan of Freya Skye, but you deserve one. And you deserve all the accolades in the world, and you deserve to be a part of history. And I'm just trying to create some form of history for each and every one of you to be a part of, because you are a fan of Freya Skye. And I want to do it justice, and I want to do it right by Freya, because I know how much she means to each and every one of you. Because I know this universe is really big. But even with how big this universe is, there was a girl watching my video tonight because she is a fan of Freya Skye. That's the reason why she clicked on this thumbnail and is watching this video. And I want to let you know that it's an honor to be in your presence to talk about Freya Skye. And if you give me a chance, I will never go away, and I will never let you down. And I will always upload videos about Freya Skye that you will love and that you will cherish forever and always, and you will hopefully hit my subscribe button because of. Because I just want to do your favorite stars the honor and the justification that they have forever and always deserved, apart from the criticism they received for not being a Donald Trump supporter, or a relationship that may have not went the way they wanted it to or expected it to become, or how their career turned out, or how it was reviewed by some critic on YouTube who just reviews Descendants of Zombies watching it for the first time because they never watched it before, and they don't even know who Freya Skye is. If you're somebody who doesn't know who Freya Skye is watching this video, I have this to say to you. Take a chance on Freya Skye and you won't regret it. And she won't let you down. She'll always put a smile on your face, and she'll always make you believe in your dreams and your hopes. Because that's all I've ever wanted to do. I've always wanted to talk about the stars that have forever and always meant so much to each and every one of you individually for whatever reason you were a fan of them. And I've never ever wanted to discourage your hopes and dreams for that star and the foreseeable future, because we've got a lot to be excited about when it comes to Freya Skye, and we've got a lot to talk about and a lot to discuss. Because I could be like a lot of people on YouTube and criticize your favorite stars, but I choose not to do that because I've seen them cry for far long enough, and I've just wanted to do something about that. There's something about seeing someone like Kylie Cantrell and Freya Skye having tears in their eyes that I think is really unjustified, it's unacceptable, and because nobody does anything about it, because they love giving reactions out of these stars because they know they can, because they're much stronger and much fearless than they're ever given credit for, and you guys are the smartest fans in the world. I've just wanted to be that guy on YouTube that talked about Descendants of Zombies with a certain prestige and a passion and a pride that will never go away, that will never fade. Because I know, just like me, there are millions of people out there who love Descendants of Zombie stars so much that they can talk about them for hours on end. So because you can talk with your friend every night on the phone or on instant messaging about your favorite moments from the Worlds Collide tour or your favorite moments for being a Descendants and Zombies fan, that's what brought you so close together and why you're so close together after all these years. Because Descendants and Zombies was never a trend. It was never meant to be a trend. It was meant to be a way of life. Because it really is Descendants, Zombies, or die. How you feel about Freya Skye is a meaning of life for you now, and she's become a part of your life. So I really believe that because she's become a part of your life, she doesn't deserve to be criticized. And you, as a fan of Freya Skye, deserve anything but criticism. You deserve to be put on a pedestal for being honorable towards your favorite stars and treating them with such passion and dedication. And you see, that's what a critic will see in your opinions about Freya Skye and Kylie Control. That's what they look for, and they capitalize on it because they know they can get reactions out of you. Because they know you're on YouTube, you're watching hundreds of videos on, say, Kylie Control, and because you're watching hundreds of videos on Kylie Control, they will capitalize on it, and they will say the worst they possibly can in the way of a review about Kylie Control because they know that she's seen a lot of success in her career. So because they've seen a lot of success in her career, that's why they tear down the credibility of someone like Kylie Control to get reactions out of each and every one of you. But what I would like for you to do is every single time that you see a video where somebody is criticizing Kylie Control, turn away from that and keep listening to Kylie Control's music. Keep watching Descendants movies. Keep having a special moment from Descendants and Zombies that stands out in your heart amongst every other moment that Descendants and Zombies has created. One moment that truly defines you. And show your passion, showcase your passion for Descendants and Zombies. And that can come in many forms. That can come from collecting the 10th anniversary dolls, or just the dolls in general, listening to every single song and memorizing every single lyric, having the entire Descendants and Zombies movie collection that you've either ordered off Amazon or you watch on Disney Plus every single night, because I know there are girls out there that binge watch the entire series when it comes to Descendants and Zombies every single night. And I love that so much about you guys, is how you believe this franchise has a chance of lasting for forever, because that's what I've wanted to encourage through a message of kindness that I've desperately tried to convey on this YouTube channel. I like to believe somewhere, somehow, someone is watching this video tonight whose heart has been touched because of some video they previously watched on this YouTube channel, and that's why they came back, because they know a video about Freya Skye somewhere, somehow is going to emerge on this YouTube channel, and I'm going to have a profound impact on their heart. Because I know what people go through. They're faced with a lot of peer pressure because they're a fan of Descendants and Zombies, and they're wondering if being a fan of Descendants and Zombies is cool. I'm here to tell you that it is. And I'm here to tell you there's nothing wrong with being a fan of Descendants and Zombies, because the world can't exist without diversity. And for those of you who don't know what diversity is, it's a difference in opinion. I've known this stuff for years because I was a journalist. And the world can't exist without a difference of opinion, which means that with 95% of the people who love Descendants and Zombies who exist in this world, there are always that 5% of people who feel differently about Descendants and Zombies, who will forever say that, you know, they've made enough Descendants and Zombies movies, they've had enough opportunities, and they need to stop. But I'm here to tell you guys that regardless of how people feel about Descendants and Zombies, that may be different from each and every one of you who love it so much, there is always an opportunity to write a new chapter. There's always an opportunity to write a new song inspired by your favorite Descendants characters, like Pink, who's going to debut in Descendants 5 Book of Wonderland. She has a beautiful song. I don't know what the name of it is yet because it hasn't been officially announced, but I can confirm for you she has her own song, which will introduce us to who she is as a character in Descendants. There's going to be a lot of conflict with her and her sister Red, because this is the first time ever that a Descendants character actually has a sibling. And there are going to be a lot of sibling quarrels, and it's going to present a lot of excitement in Descendants 5 Book of Wonderland. But again, with a new character coming into the franchise, such as Pink, played by Leomani Segura, the thing is it will present a new storyline, and that storyline can see so many expansions, and introduce us to new characters, like, of course, Hazel Hook, the daughter of Captain Hook, coming into the franchise, played by Kiana Romero, who I'm really excited to see for the first time in this franchise, to see what she will offer to a franchise that have seen so many variations come and go of different villains. But I've seen so much appreciation for these stars that I think that there is never enough opportunities presented for a new chapter to be written, or for someone to be excited about something. And I think that a lot of people have tried to tear down the credibility of what you built up over the last decade. And I've been trying to keep it together for each and every one of you like crazy glue. You know, encouraging you that there will be a new chapter of Descendants and Zombies, trying to persuade you to believe what is. And of course what is that there will be a new chapter of Descendants of Zombies Forever and Always, and that we have something to be excited about. We have a new book on the way out for the Descendants franchise. We don't know what the name of it is yet, but it's in development, and I think a lot of people will purchase it because they're excited to find out what's next for the story of Descendants. And I love literature. So because when I heard about the new book being developed for the Descendants franchise, I was so excited about it because I had something new to talk about and elaborate for you on this YouTube channel. I've read every book there is. And when I say I've read every book there is, I really have. From The Notebook to The Last Song to Jumbo, which was a book on an elephant years ago that actually died at the end of the book because he had a relationship with a girl who loved him so much, to the original Cinderella, to Sleeping Beauty, to a book named Amanda Greenleaf, which was inspired by a mermaid because this island has so many legendary stories associated with pirates and mermaids. I've read everything there is to read, so I have a greater appreciation for literature. So if there's one guy who knows and believes that there's going to be a new chapter for Descendants of Zombies, it's this guy. I remember many years ago when I was probably 5 years old, my grandmother sat down with me and she read the story of Alice in Wonderland to me for the very first time. There were no movies, there were no animated TV series until many years later, until the early 1990s, when Disney first released an animated series inspired by Alice in Wonderland because of the movie. I remember reading the book for the very first time and being inspired by a girl's curiosity about wanting to chase a white rabbit down through a rabbit hole that had been closed for years. I didn't know what quite to expect, but 25 and a half years later, at almost 40 years old, I still am encouraged by the story of Alice in Wonderland, and I'm so proud to talk about Alice in Wonderland many years later being a part of the Descendants franchise, because I think there are so many characters who have been seen in Alice in Wonderland that have a greater appreciation, that have so much to offer to this franchise that still has a long way to go. And when you talk about Chloe Charming being the daughter of Prince Charming and Cinderella, she has a beautiful story and a beautiful personality that is really giving this franchise life, unlike anything that I've ever seen in my life. I do apologize tonight because I do have an itchy nose, and I seem to never know what the cure for an itchy nose is. I think it has something to do with the leaves falling off the trees and it being autumn. Actually, it creates beautiful scenery outside my window when the trees start to lose their leaves every year around Halloween, and it's autumn because it's the most beautiful time of year. And again, guys, I want to say thank you so much for joining me tonight. I upload these videos with a passion, and I do it with a certain pride that I believe needs to exist when you talk about Descendants of Zombies. Do I think somebody like Kylie Cantrell is the strongest person I've ever seen in my life? Sure I do. Because Kylie Cantrell has been received with a lot of criticism. From a political point of view, ending up in a conversation which nobody has any business to elaborate on or talk about. I do it because it frustrates me when I see Kylie Cantrell crying all the time on YouTube videos, and if anything, she's inspired me to run for President of the United States, for Jonathan Clarke's regime to take over the Donald Trump regime and do things right by Americans, because Kylie Cantrell needs a president that she can finally be proud of. It really irritates and frustrates me when Ruby Rose Turner is shut down for so many roles that she feels inspired and encouraged to want to portray, like the live-action Rapunzel for the live-action Tangled. And I'm not just saying that because I'm the biggest Tangled fan in the world. I think this has been a long time coming. If Ruby Rose Turner wants to be the live-action Rapunzel, then let her run with singing songs like I Can See the Light and Wind in My Hair, because I thought that was a beautiful theme song for the Tangled animated series in 2017. I thought Tangled was one of those beautiful movies that Disney had ever distributed, inspiring so many people, and how Mandy Moore brought that character to life with her voice on the soundtrack was incredibly done. I remember playing the Rapunzel world in the Kingdom Hearts video game back in 2019, inspired by Corona, the Kingdom of Corona, and I remember being so excited and so enamored by how this world was brought to life, and the scene, of course, where they saw the fireflies for the first time, made it into the video game, into the franchise, and so many people were captivated by it. I actually did a video several months back on this YouTube channel in my archives talking about it, because I was very fond of how Tangled told a very different story than we remembered about the Rapunzel character. And I really believe that if Disney was going to tell a story about Rapunzel, they were going to have to do it with an iconic name. And I think one of those iconic names that has forever and always been in the conversation for sure has been Sabrina Carpenter. But I think forever and always that distinction has always been meant for Ruby Rose Turner to play. And that's why I've forever and always been supportive of Ruby Rose Turner, with love and support coming from me about her playing Rapunzel, because I would be front and center out of support of Ruby playing this character. And I'll have more to say on this tomorrow morning on the first upload that I do for Descendants and Zombies tomorrow morning on this YouTube channel. So if you haven't rang my bell to stay up to date with notifications, I think you're probably going to want to do that, because I really do have a lot to say where Descendants and Zombies goes. Rapunzel was always one of those iconic and really revered characters to me that really stood out for her curiosity, how she touched the hearts of so many wonderful people because of her belief about how love and one finding true love can happen for anybody, no matter what sacrifices they had to make or what they had to go through in their individual lives. No matter what anybody thought of you, you could always have a dream come true for you. And Rapunzel made it feel as if it was that much closer for you happening than any other Disney princess had done, no matter how iconic they were over the last, dare I say, 50 years. I always thought Belle was one of my favorite princesses of all time, because I thought Belle was incredibly beautiful. But I think that when it came to curiosity and really reaching for your dreams and reaching for the stars, I think Rapunzel did a wonderful job of really making it feel that much closer to us than ever before. So I always thought of these iconic names that could play Rapunzel in a live action, and the one that commonly comes to mind and always comes up in conversation for me is Ruby Rose Turner. And I know there are a lot of people out there that don't feel that way about Ruby and think that someone like Dove Cameron or someone like Sabrina Carpenter should be given that distinction. But while those people believe that, and will forever choose to criticize Disney's choice in the end of who will play Rapunzel in the live-action Tangled, because I'm the biggest fan of Tangled in the world, and you have subscribed to this YouTube channel because you are the biggest Tangled fan in the world, I will forever present the argument for Ruby to play Rapunzel in the live-action Tangled, because she is so passionate about doing it. And I think that never enough passion is shown by these girls, these iconic celebrities who are given the distinction of bringing a character to life through their voice or in a live action, because Rapunzel's always meant something to me in my lifetime. I have the Disney Infinity action figure for Rapunzel. I've seen the movie 100 times, and I think that Tangled 2 is long overdue for Disney in the way of animation, because there's still so much of a story for Rapunzel to explore and to offer us, because we still have so many unanswered questions as to where Tangled left us. Whatever became of Flint Rider, Eugene, and Rapunzel from when Tangled left us off. I think that we still have so many unanswered questions that are deserving of answers, and I think that as fans that have been loyal to the product for forever, we deserve answers to those questions. And I think that for however long Disney's left us hanging with answers to our questions that have been unanswered for forever about the Descendants of Zombies franchises, I think that because we are so loyal to this product and we really have given it life, we deserve answers ever before any critic does on ET or TMZ or PerezHilton.com, who love to criticize this kind of thing. You know, I remember years ago when stars like Hilary Duff and Lindsay Lohan would never be left alone, would never be cut a break or cut some slack by Perez Hilton or TMZ.com. They loved to be criticized. But the thing was, I always loved supporting them. I always loved showing them that love and support could exist for them regardless of their choices or how people felt about them. And I'm doing the same thing nearly 25 years later with people like Freya, Skye, and Ruby Rose Turner, because they have forever and always deserved love and support. And when I say love and support, I mean an endless amount of love and support, because I've been around for a very long time. Many of your parents probably remember watching me on YouTube or listening to my radio show looking for advice on a date they were headed out on with your dad because they couldn't make sense of their own life. And it was my honor meeting them over 20 years ago, and it's my honor meeting you nearly 25 years later, talking about your favorite franchises, because I love offering you insight and predictions that you can actually run away with and have something mean to your heart, because I really do believe that so many people never encourage you enough about the futures of these franchises that I know you grew up with. You know, I grew up with so many iconic Disney franchises over the years, from Aladdin to Bonkers to Goof Troop to Hercules. And I remember being the biggest fan for the latest episode of the Hercules TV series. Now, while it may have only lasted 2 seasons, there were shows like Gargoyles that lasted 4 seasons over the course of 3 years, from 1994 to 1999. And although the time for Gargoyles and Bonkers and Darkwing Duck were very short-lived, I think these iconic characters deserve more prestige and deserve to be talked about more in a more respectable way than they ever were, because Disney had a certain pride and a passion with their TV shows and their movies years ago that made you feel as if you were part of something special. And it's only now, because of Descendants of Zombies, we are feeling as if we are part of history, and that history should never elapse. It should never fade. And this is the first franchise or franchises that actually have a chance of lasting for forever and giving us hope in believing that they will. So I don't think that anybody on YouTube should be tearing down the credibility that Freya, Skye, and Kylie Control have worked so diligently and so hard and so dedicated, showing such dedication to build up for themselves, because they too want to have hope. They want to feel confident in their performances, instead of watching a video an hour later after they perform about how somebody feels about them on YouTube, resulting in them crying. And I want them to know that we as fans of them love them for forever and always, and I think the most emphatic way of doing that is by uploading videos of positive reviews that we never seem to see enough of. So if you in fact are a fan of Freya, Skye, I encourage you to hit my subscribe button and to ring my bell to stay up to date with all the notifications to everything happening on this YouTube channel all throughout the month of October. We just celebrated the birthdays of Ruby Rose Turner and Freya, Skye back on October 16th through 17th. Thank you guys so much for joining me for that, and thank you guys so much for allowing me to be a part of each and every one of your lives to talk about Descendants of Zombies in a way that's forever and always been meant to be talked about, because I think that never enough prestige or dedication can be shown to the stars and the franchises that you guys grew up with, and because I know how much it means to you to be a fan of Descendants of Zombies, because I'm a fan of it too, I just want to showcase it for its true passion and its true pride that goes with talking about it, that nobody seems to grasp the concept of when it comes to reviewing this kind of stuff on YouTube. Guys, thank you so much for the thousands of subscribers and nearly over 75,000 channel views having happened on this YouTube channel. This didn't happen because I decided to upload videos about Descendants of Zombies at random. This undeniably happened because of you. So because it happened because of you, this YouTube channel will forever and always be here tonight just after dusk for you to talk about Descendants of Zombies with me, and as I showcase the Descendants of Zombies franchises for their true passion and their true worth. In each and every one of my video descriptions, it says you will have a greater appreciation for Descendants of Zombies, the franchises you've known and loved, and I feel justified knowing that I have a chance at least of having touched somebody's heart out there tonight, because I know that there's a girl up there watching this video tonight who loves Descendants of Zombies because that's all she knows. And I think that because that's all she knows, she deserves the best videos possible that she can find about Descendants of Zombies, and it's my honor to do that for each and every one of you in whatever way I can possible. Thank you guys so much. I love you so much for being fans of Descendants of Zombies. Keep Descendants of Zombies forever and always in your heart, because it will go a long way and further than many of you perhaps realize. I'm your host, Jonathan Clarke, saying we'll talk about Descendants of Zombies again tomorrow morning, but until then, be kind to one another, guys, because kindness really does go a long way in this world, because undeniably, life is that much sweeter when all of us are. Thank you guys so very much.